Why was it important for you to be physically in class?
Yeah, a few reasons. Well, I graduated in 2020,
Okay.
and I still didn't get to walk the stage because of the pandemic. I was one of those
One of them
2020
kids, one of them
grads.
2020 graduates.
Yeah. I was still literally. I did the cap and gown on Zoom, and like I literally had the commencement speech on Zoom. Like I was like, but I went back in 2016.
2016. Okay.
Yeah, and it was a lot going on in my life. I got diagnosed with lupus in 2012, and I struggled with it really heavy from 2012 to 2016. And then, so by the time 2016 came, I had a new lease of life. You know what I mean? And I said, all the things I haven't done yet, I want to make sure I accomplish. And I've always been an advocate for the youth, and specifically an advocate for education. But I didn't go to college, you know. And I had kids, and I'm telling them to go to college, and I was like, they literally
that's
said,
real. That's fine.
Dad, you ain't going. I was like, you're right. And then, but you know, again, I was like, Dad had to pay bills. I had to make, I had to make that choice. And then it was interesting because, you know, obviously with Drumline, I was almost like the poster child for a HBCU.
Yeah.
So, and everybody was just assuming, and I was like, dang, well, if I'm gonna really do this and really be in front of it, I gotta go to the Mecca, you know what I mean? And then I really hate you know. And then I was like, Kyle, everybody, you know, now you see like College Hill, you see all that. I was like, oh, maybe I can just go in there for a couple weeks. They give me a degree in communications or something like that, just so I can at least, you know, just
show up a couple days.
Get the experience. And they were like, nah, it don't work like that. Like, and then once I got on campus, I was like, nah, I really want to do this. And I was doing morning radio. I was still doing morning radio. But at the time, I had to stop doing morning radio because of my health. And they told me that, you know, because I wasn't sleeping. I'd be like DJing in the club till like 2 or 3 in the morning and then be at the radio at like 5. And so they were like, yo, you got to really take your rest. So I was like, all right, I was doing 8 hours of radio a day. I could do 4 hours of school a day. And because, you know, blessed enough to be able to move how I want to move. So we was taking jets to DC. Or,
I'm going to ask you, how was that?
Yeah. Like, well, you know, I lived in Jersey or the city. And I got a crib on the West Coast, and I had class 3 times a week. So it just became a part of my bi-coastal routine. So like my classes were probably Tuesday and Thursdays were most of my classes, and then I would have like, you know, another class like on a Friday, just like one. So I was getting all of my credits like on some like 20 units type thing a semester. So I was cooking. And but I would just like, I would be in LA all weekend. And then I knew I had to get back to New York, but I would stop in DC and do school. You know what I mean? So then I would catch the train from DC to Jersey. Like, and it became a part the whole movement. And then what happened, I did go to start it off like, I'm gonna go communications. I was like, I'm gonna be teaching these classes. I'm multimedia classes. You know, and I start like my freshman year, I did start in that space. And then I realized I started doing work in the DC jail systems, and I started working with a professor by the name of Dr. Muhammad, and she opened my eyes to criminology. And really, you know, because that was the time where everything from, you know, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, and I just didn't want to be one of those celebrities that was just always pontificating on, you know, what's Ja Rule think about? You know, like that. I didn't, because they were always asking me to speak, and so I was like, I don't know enough about, you know.
That's how I am. Like, let me go learn it, because I don't want to give
And so the criminal justice system was super intriguing to me. So then I shifted my major to criminology, and all the work that I was doing in like the DC jail systems and a lot of these, you know, facilities of incarceration, it coincided with my philanthropic efforts. So we was doing the Inside Out programs, and still do it still to this day, where we go in, you know, I go everywhere from Cook County and in Chicago to just juvenile facilities in like Sylmar in LA. Like, I really tap in with, you know, these brothers and sisters that are locked down, and that's really become my passion. That's how I'm using my degree to this day.